most of the cases, VCs will reject you if even one smallest of your angle is not fitting their thesis. Networking works, but networking will help you to get to that first channel of sharing your deck and them reviewing it. But after they review the deck, then it's entirely dependent upon what you are building, how it's going, the future, what's the scale, what's the exit plan, everything like that.
As a startup muncher, we help those passionate, founder to get their path, like marketing, sales, pitching, lead generation. And it is very difficult for a founder to, handle all those things.
When you scale up your team, then find the right people in the industry, whether you need a fresher or whether you need a very experienced individual. If you have chosen, then choose the best in the market. Then choose the best from all around that is possible for you to reach out.
Where we can, find the best co-founder.
Basically, I feel that if you want to find a co-founder, do not go for anybody in the world. Just go for the individual who believes in your vision, who understands the concept, who understands why you are trying to do it and what you are trying to do.
So hello friends, welcome to Startup Manch. My name is Bhavik Gupta and I'm a founder of Startup Manch. So basically I started Startup Manch to help early entrepreneurs and a founder for their product designing, MVP building and connecting to the investors. So today with us we have a special guest, Vaishnavi Bansal. So welcome to Startup Manch, Vaishvi.
Thank you so much.
Can you share about your journey of Startup Venture? From where you started, like how this idea comes into your mind, like to start in this early age. So can you tell us more about your first venture?
So basically it all started from my college time, wherein I was managing the e-cell of the college and then hosting some events. And therein I hosted one event for college, me named Shark Tank something. And therein it was my first encounter to understanding of what angel investing meant and how it is happening and who are angel investors, how do startups reach to angel investors and everything. So means from knowing nothing about the ecosystem to 3 months of reckless efforts, understanding everything, and then at the final day of execution expecting ki if we are hosting something kind of a Shark Tank, then there should be some investment, at least a few lakhs. And then at the end of the day there was a surplus investment that happened, and that was the time I first time entered the angel investing space and understood a bit about how it happened, everything. Then after I had two options. After the event I can slash down everything, or else I can go to a completely formal ground by beginning with something in the same domain. And I chose obviously the second one because that entrepreneurial spirit was always that I want to begin something. That was the time I decided I need to start. I contacted the people I knew, the investors I had, and then after beginning the journey, I realized that Bangalore was the space I needed to be in. So without having any job, internship, anything, I packed my bags and came to Bangalore.
Okay.
Having no background, having no one that I knew very strongly or anything like that. It was really tough in the beginning. 15 days I had nothing to do, nobody I knew about. But for everybody who would be listening this, there's a very famous place called the Draper House.
Yeah.
My journey began from there.
Even I started from there.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's an amazing place for all the entrepreneurs, entire Bangalore and entire India. And therein I started. And once it began, then it was huge. Then I went in the exact path that I wanted to pursue.
So could you please tell us a little bit more about like how you're managing as an angel investor and at the same time you are started your career as a portfolio manager at Marwari Catalysts?
Yeah. So means previously, as I shared about the entire journey as a founder, and then I realized that to enter the ecosystem and do something even bigger, I was not at that time so much equipped with knowledge and experience to begin with that thing, because angel investing is of a very experienced level. Then I joined Marwari Catalyst. I kind of manage the portfolio there. I take care of the investments and post investments process. And along with that, as being dealing daily with investors, having like maybe 20 investors talking to you per day, I realized that what this angel investing space is and how massive it is and how much wealth you can generate out of this. So that's what intrigued me very
Okay.
deep within. And obviously, since the day I started Staryup, it was there in my mind that I want to invest into startups, but I was not feeling the exact yes, this is my right time. And when I joined Marwari Catalyst, I saw their portfolio, I saw their startups they were working with, and I realized that yes, this is the time to begin with my angel investing journey.
Great, great. So as a founder, like I started journey from 8 months ago. So initially, in 2022 I did my product management from ISB, and from there I just I saw like there are more opportunity, and I work as a health sector in 10 years, and after that when I completed my ISP, so I realized there are more opportunity in the angel investor and as a founder. So I also started out of my passion this startup month. So it was nice listening to your journey. So now if I'll talk about as a founder, so someone is starting as a founder, and your role is as a portfolio manager at Marwari Catalysts. So as a founder, whom should approach a Marwari Catalyst if you are looking for a funding?
At Marwari Catalyst, we are an accelerator. We are not a VC fund or just an angel fund. We have the angel fund license as well. So at Marwari Catalyst, हम startups को सारा help करते हैं जिसमें उनको scalability की ज़रूरत है. जैसे इंक्यूबेटर से बहुत अर्ली स्टेज पे आते हैं, जब अर्ली स्टेज का स्टार्टअप एक ट्रैक्शन गेन कर लेता है, इट इज नॉट ओनली इन द टर्म्स ऑफ रेवेन्यू, इट इज नॉट ओनली इन द टर्म्स ऑफ नंबर ऑफ कस्टमर्स, इट कैन बी एनीथिंग फ्रॉम द मार्केट जो एक वैलिडेशन दे दे आपके प्रोडक्ट के लिए कि येस दिस इज समथिंग which can be taken to a completely new level. There we join along with them and then we help them scale to a multiple x level. And when we have helped them in the journey for scaling for 3 months, we kind of alter everything, we kind of groom them, we kind of help them on the journey of making their startup into a very big organization. Then after we make our investment into them as well.
Okay, so what will be the duration of your mentorship? Like
so for the acceleration program, 3 months is the duration, 90 days, that's it.
90 days you mentorship to those founders, and after that you decide like you have to invest or not.
Mostly we invest into all the startups in maximum of the cases. Obviously there are exceptions that will be there.
So Vaishvi, at Marwari Catalyst you might have mentored so many people, and even I have attended so many events, networking startup events, and even my ISB cohort. I learned that as a founder, if you are starting any startup, so you have to start very small and strong. Like if I'll put across, like suppose any founder is starting his journey, let's say he is at idea generation phase, and someone who is at he has developed MVP, he has built MVP design, and someone who is started revenue generation. So what are the what would be your suggestion for the funding? Like who should get funding, and as a founder who should approach the investors? Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. So basically, I'll firstly share कि क्या क्या different stages होते हैं in which the investors give funding. Firstly होता है एक बहुत small phase जिसके अंदर friends and family round होता है. So in this friends and family round, there are very small investors, maybe more of your friends and family people who come together and give you money to build what you're planning.
At idea generation phase, you can.
So basically, this is at a very early stage. But there is a small suggestion. Yeah, when you are at your idea phase, firstly build something.
Okay.
Because अगर आपका idea बहुत strong है और आप किसी से funding उठाने चले जाते हो सीधा, तो they take a very huge stake in the company.
Correct.
और अगर कुछ idea strong है, वो आगे जाके कुछ बड़ा बन सकता है, तो उसके अंदर it will become a very big, at the later stage, it can become a very big issue for you. Because आप बहुत ज़्यादा equity idea stage भी dilute कर चुके होंगे.
Right.
But at a stage beyond that, when आपका MVP बन गया है and there is a basic product, you have maybe found the product market fit किया, I have built these 10 products and this is the one which is catering to most of the audience, or maybe out of these products, if I combine them all together, then this is the final thing which my audience is liking.
Okay.
So at the such stage, you can go to angel investors.
Okay.
And the best angel investors to target would be the people who are in the same industry.
Same domain. Yeah.
Exactly. So for example, if you are building a product for the solar panel industry,
right,
then go to angel investors who have either built solar panel industry products previously, or else who are in the very same segment of research, or maybe previously investing into solar startups or something like that, because they understand the ecosystem. So that will not just bring you money, but a strategic mentorship from those individuals.
Okay.
That can be a very good thing. And then when you upgrade to a one higher level, when you go to maybe revenue generation or a good revenue generation, higher level, then you can go for angel funds, VCs, micro VCs. So depending upon how much you are generating or what is your target or how much you want to raise. If you want to raise a small amount, somewhat like 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs.
Okay.
So you can go to a micro VC fund. If you want to raise a fund of even below that, you can go to angel investors directly. And if you want to raise a higher fund of maybe a 2 crore or a 6 crore or 10 crore, then you can go to VCs who invest in somewhat the same capacity of this. And if you are even at a higher stage, then go for investment bankers, family offices, there are PhD, hedge fund, P firms, everything like that.
So what I thought, like if you are building a personal brand on the social media, so people are watching you, and if they, and it is very easy to get the funding. So can you tell me that personal branding helps, to get the funding as well, because you are also mentoring maybe so many founders, and you will be knowing like अगर personal branding अच्छा है founder की तो ना confidence आ जाता है. ये help करता है for personal branding would help to get the funding and it build your trust to get funding.
So basically I'll say personal branding not just helps in the funding but everything that you do. अगर आपको product भी अपना market के पास लाना है, there are so many founders who themselves are brand ambassadors.
Correct.
Akash Gupta for Zip Electric. He has such a presence over internet, social media, everywhere that Zip Electric, whenever you think of that, Akash also comes into your mind. So it's just not just the funding part, but if you are there in people's mind, it is easier to recollect for them about what you are speaking and what you are building and how you are doing it, because you are there in front of them every day. And now you said for the funding part. So I don't think there's a direct link between personal branding and funding.
Okay.
Until you are making something for the audience, or maybe you have given some value to that investor only. So it's like आपको overall help करता है, but directly एक funding के part से link होना is not something that I feel might be very much possible with all the people.
So, like as a founder, what you would suggest? Like, what is the best way to to approach the for the funding? Like I saw like some people would they prepare the pitch deck, physical test, like a test book. So what you will recommend? Like it should be a slide or physical, because every person has new to the new novelty in their pitching deck. So what would be your suggestion? What is the best way to approach the investors?
Yeah. So basically, I will say I'll share you two methods. One is a technical one, and one is the one which actually brings you the things that you require. The technical one, you should have a pitch deck. You should have one pager prepared which contains the basic necessary information. You should have all your financials, your data room containing all the information and everything like that. That's the technical aspect. Now the other aspect which actually gets people what they want is firstly target of whom you want to approach for the funding.
Okay.
Instead of going to the entire market and saying ki I am a fintech investor and you are going to a clean tech investor and asking them for funding, it's just not going to work out that way. So maybe target your audience, then reach out to them through different channels. Firstly, provide some value to them.
Okay.
And if they think of you as another startup, what image that will create will be very different to what image will be created when they firstly use your product, get that wow factor, and then when you approach them for funding, it's a direct connect between both the things. And then after, when this happens entirely, उसके बाद में you can, after approaching the people, अगर आपके पास में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है which you cannot provide to them directly, then we can go ahead with channels like LinkedIn and directly websites and everything. Instead of directly cold emailing them, which also works many a times, but build a bond with any of the person in that organization. For example, there is a XYZ VC who gives you funding in this sector. Approach the people on LinkedIn who have been working there, express that, gain attention from at least one individual from that firm, and through him send that pitch deck over email or any other method. So that will create a kind of stronger response, stronger reliability, that at least he will respond with a yes or a no. Getting a no is not an issue, but there should be something. You should not hang in the air that I'm not getting anything in return or any response in return. So that's something you have to work on.
Apart from that, if some my friends is working in that BC friends, so other way also we can approach the investors, like
As in going to your
under
friends
table
for-
or something like
No.
that. It happen.
It doesn't happen
Okay.
usually. In most of the cases, VCs will reject you if even one smallest of your angle is not fitting their thesis. So it would not be possible in many of the places. But if you have such friends, then amazing for you.
Okay. So like here networking doesn't work like through someone else.
Networking works, but uh, even if you go, networking will help you to get to that first channel of sharing your deck and them reviewing it. But after they review the deck, then it's entirely dependent upon what you are building, how it's going, what's the future, what's the scale, what's the exit plan, everything like that. So then networking doesn't come into picture. Then it's a proper product.
Like you do mentorship at Marwari Catalyst, तो आप एज अ फाउंडर को देखते हो कि हाउ मच ही इज पैशनेट अबाउट और द प्रोडक्ट कैसा है, और यू नो इट हैज़ अ वेरी गुड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग दैट प्रोडक्ट हैज़. So what are the key factors you see and before starting a mentorship and funding?
So basically at Marwari, I do not individually give very much mentorship to startups.
Okay.
I do it on my personal basis from outside. Whichever founder I feel is very passionate, or whichever product actually I feel that it is something different which is not there in the market.
Okay.
And for the startups with Marwari Catalyst as well, if there's anything that we have to firstly judge, then that is definitely the founder. Means how, what is their passion, how they have been working, what brought them to this idea, is that actually a problem in the market, or just the founder ke dimag ki khichdi, something like that. So yeah, we kind of go through everything, and still the major factors are the founder's passion and the problem there.
So passion comes first.
Yeah.
And that's what we do as a startup muncher. We help those passionate founder to get their path. So Vaishvi, tell us about some of your favorite startups currently you're working at Marwari Catalyst. And at Marwari Catalyst, like if I ask you, like what are the segments do you guys looking after? Is there any particular segment you are investing, or you are open for all?
So at Marwari Catalyst, we are currently sector agnostic. We do not focus on any particular sector. But obviously there are a few sectors like defense tech, like healthcare and Ayurveda, like a few more, like climate tech and clean tech, which we kind of pay a bit more attention, because Indian government is paying more attention, the ecosystem is paying more attention, and that seems to be the future for the upcoming startups. So yeah, we have a few preferences, but there is no particular sector that we very bullishly look upon that this is only the one that we will be investing or mentoring into.
So as you said, you are investing into healthcare sector. So I come from health sector background. So recently I saw a podcast of Jason Peoples. He is the director of technology and innovation at one of the rehabilitation center hospital at the London. So suppose any founder is starting his journey, so there will be a lot of difficulties he faced. So many people have approached me through LinkedIn, like they even if you see my journey, initially I was like very difficult for to handle everything, like page banana hai, marketing karni hai, video shoot karna hai. Since I am into media production, so I'll talk about the media, but apart from that, someone is like who is making some product or services. So there is a lot of things going on in the background, like as a founder you have to make a financial decision, as a founder you have to take all the administrative decision, as well as legal decision, like marketing, sales, pitching, lead generation, and it is very difficult for a founder to handle all those things. So in your mentorship, what you suggest, like to find a, like someone is started by alone, or he should have a co-founder who can help them, or he has to build a very good team. What you suggest for if someone is doing everything is alone?
Okay. So if the person is doing everything alone, and then he needs to go at a different level, means upgrade himself or upgrade the company or the startup or the idea, I think it is always good to begin with a co-founder first. Because when a co-founder comes in, there is a kind of a bonding that you build with the person, that whatever you are lagging, that person should fulfill that, or that person should grace that thing out which you are not able to do that. And obviously that person will also have some lags which you should be able to fulfill. at your point. So firstly, after going alone, having 2 people or having 3 people is always better. And then when you scale up your team,
Correct.
then find the right people in the industry, whether you need a fresher or whether you need a very experienced individual. It depends very drastically for founders that they want to choose which kind of person. But if you have chosen, then choose the best in the market. Then choose the best from all around that is possible for you to reach out to. And that is how I feel that before a team, a co-founder should come. And if the co-founder is not there and the team is there, then it's fine. But you should have that mindset that ahead in the future you would require somebody to come along with you.
But nowadays it is very difficult to find where you can trust. मतलब co-founder को where we can find the best co-founder like.
So basically, I feel that if you want to find a co-founder, do not go for anybody in the world. Just go for the individual who believes in your vision, who understands the concept, who understands why you are trying to do it and what you are trying to do. And if he's able to relate and resonate with that, everything is going to figure out in the future.
But it is very difficult to find that type of
That is definitely there, but almost all the companies are doing it. For example, you might sometimes find someone who is equally passionate for the entire podcasting space as you are.
Yeah.
And once you find that, maybe where you are lagging, he'll be the one who will lighten it up.
So Vaishvi will start with some rapid fire questions. So are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
So the first question is, what are the main thing that a founder should evaluate before beginning with an idea?
The problem statement, is it real or just his mind story? Second thing would be the market, any competitor. Third thing would be how he's going to monetize that part. And I think these are the major pointers that he should focus.
Great answer. Second question is, traditional business versus new age startup. What will you choose?
I will choose a new age startup.
Third is, what is one of the biggest myth that you want to bust about getting funding?
Funding is not about getting money, but actually scaling up in the ecosystem.
Okay.
So people consider that it's just about raising the next round, but you should have that validation.
Okay.
That new
Great
thing.
answer. What is the one of biggest lesson that you have learned in your career till now?
I would say do not miss on any opportunity. Whatever you get, just pick it up.
Grab any opportunity comes in.
So it was great discussion, Vaishnavi.